it's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. A lot of news to cover again. We're going to talk about Dembele, Mingueza, and Moriba's contract renewals, who so far have Barcelona put on the transfer list. Some big news coming out about Erling Haaland, and the meeting that is playing between Juan Laporta and Ronald Koeman. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button. Try to get to 200 likes in this video. It would be very much appreciated. And of course, hit that subscribe button, and let's get into it. Let's start off with a big headline coming in from Mundo Deportivo on the front cover saying Dembele, yes or yes. They go on to say that Ousmane Dembele's contract renewal is a priority for Barcelona. They say the club, the sporting area, and Ronald Koeman all agreed to Dembele's renewal, and the player at last feels important. They also state that not only is the sporting area and Ronald Koeman want Dembele to stay, but also Juan Laporta, who is a massive admirer of Dembele, considers him as a major player and could see himself negotiate his renewal to give him the utmost confidence. But MD have come out saying that Juventus are interested in Ousmane Dembele and are attentive to the contract renewal negotiations between Barcelona in case anything falls out. They're going to be coming in straight away. And Fabrizio Romano has also come out back in that statement from Mundo Deportivo saying that Barcelona will begin negotiations with Ousmane Dembele over a contract renewal in the coming days. New president Juan Laporta is a big fan of Dembele and wants to keep him. Now, the headline of the sport cover is very similar to the cover of Mundo Deportivo. They come out with a big cover saying renewal, saying that the contract renewals of Dembele, Ousmane Dembele, and Illaix Moriba are a priority for Barcelona, and the club want to reach an agreement with them before the end of April. And Sport also come out saying that Manchester United are willing to make an offer to Barcelona this summer for Ousmane Dembele, and if not an agreement can be reached, they will try to get him for free in 2022 when his contract expires. If Barcelona cannot reach an agreement with Dembele and do not renew his contract this summer, they will be forced to sell him this summer. Without a shadow of a doubt, all three of these players should have their contract renewed. Dembele has been absolutely fantastic this season. Only I believe had one injury at the end of December and was only out for 2 weeks. He's been brilliant. Mingueza, what a rising star he's been, but Barcelona do have an option to extend his contract for 2 years, but they just want to renew him, period, which is very good. And of course, Illaix Moriba, a very promising talent, has been playing very well since he broke into the first team. I think all these players will renew, and I do think Barcelona want to renew them, and hopefully they can do it by the end of April. But I believe Barcelona's bigger goal is to renew all three of them before the summer transfer window opens. That way, clubs can't, come in and try, break the negotiations. I think end of April is a bit of a stretch. We're still going to be competing for La Liga, Copa del Rey, so they don't want to be, talking that much. They want to focus on their football. But before the summer, I think is the main goal for Barcelona. But I do think all three of these players will renew their contracts. In other news, Mundo Deportivo has also come out talking about another Barcelona player, and that is Junior Firpo. They come out saying that Barcelona want to sell Junior Firpo to reduce the wage bill as he does not fit into Ronald Koeman's plans. Serie A clubs such as Napoli, Inter Milan, and AC Milan are all interested. Granada and Huesca were also linked to him in the previous transfer window. Now, AS have come out back in that statement from ND about Barcelona wanting to sell Firpo, and they believe that Barcelona will go for Jose Gaya. They go on to say that Valencia captain Jose Gaya is on Mateo Almani and Barcelona's radar. His incorporation will be possible if Junior Firpo is sold. Barcelona B left back Alejandro Balde is also being assessed. So it is very likely that Junior Firpo will be sold this summer as he wants to leave the club and the club also want him to leave. We're looking at around 20 million for Junior Firpo at the moment, which is more than what we paid for him. We paid, I think, 18 million, so that's, a little bit of profit, but of course, variables and wages, we're probably going to be losing money. But one of the bright sides about this deal is that whatever we sell Junior Firpo for, we can easily get Jose Gaya for the same amount. So let's say, for example, we sell Junior Firpo for 20 million. 20 million will easily get you Jose Gaya, which I believe is absolutely fantastic. But of course, like we talked about over the past few videos, maybe all that money is going to be going towards Erling Haaland. So then we're going to have to get a cheap replacement, maybe like a Juan Miranda or a Alejandro Balde. Everything right now is being assessed by the club. But what I know for sure is that Mateo Almani is a really big fan of Jose Gaya and does want to bring him to Barcelona as that Junior Firpo replacement. But first, we're going to have to sell Junior Firpo. Now let's take a look at some of the follow-up stories from yesterday's news video. Firstly, from AS that we talked about yesterday, they said that Fabian Ruiz is on Barcelona's radar. But MD have come out saying that Fabian Ruiz is no longer on Barcelona's radar. Former coach Quique Setién was a huge admirer of Fabian Ruiz and wanted to bring him to the club. Barcelona will invest all their money in a center forward signing. MD have also come out saying that in recent hours, two names have been associated with alleged interest in Barcelona, which are Adrien Rabiot and Nabil Fekir. They say that Juventus are opening to selling Adrien Rabiot and Real Betis are opening to selling Nabil Fekir, but there's no interest from Barcelona from either of those players. And finally, MD have come out saying that PSG comes strongly on the streak of Sergio Aguero, who has been linked with Barcelona. Aguero will analyze all his options and he will decide his future in the next few weeks. Now, it was quite clear that Barcelona weren't really interested in Adrien Rabiot and Nabil Fekir, but in terms of Fabian Ruiz, I think there was interest from the club when Setién was the manager, and I do believe that if Setién was still the manager, we would have gotten Fabian Ruiz by now. But of course, with him leaving, there wasn't really that much interest from Barcelona. They, of course, think he's a good player, but are not going to pursue him. And finally, Aguero, he is going to be the backup option, I think, to Erling Haaland. If we can't get Erling Haaland this summer, I do think that Laporta will try to go for Aguero in order, to keep Messi happy a little bit. So we'll see what happens with Sergio Aguero, but I do know that a lot of clubs are interested in him, such as, us, Barcelona, PSG are interested, Juventus are interested. So it's going to be a big battle for his signature, so we'll see what happens. Speaking about strikers, one of the top strikers that Barcelona want this summer and is their top priority is, of course, Erling Haaland, and there has been some big news over the past 24 hours about his situation. Firstly, coming in from Fabrizio Romano saying that Manchester City, Manchester United, Real Madrid, and Barcelona are the teams that are very interested in signing Erling Haaland. His agent, Mino Raiola, does not like to decide the destination of his players in advance, so any negotiations for Haaland will not start before May. And MD have come out with a big extensive article about Erling Haaland saying that Barcelona prioritizes the signing of a number 9 and Erling Haaland is the favorite. Barcelona assumed that Borussia Dortmund would rather sell Erling Haaland this summer because they can get a big fee out of him in the region of course, 150 million, rather than selling him next season for his release clause of 75 million. Barcelona also believe that it will become difficult for Dortmund to keep Haaland if they fail to qualify for the Champions League next season. Barcelona cannot compete with other European heavyweights on the financial basis, but the good relationship between Mino Raiola and Juan Laporta will help. Meanwhile, Borussia Dortmund already assumed that Haaland will not stay next season, or if not the season after that, and are planning to bring back Alexander Isak from Real Sociedad by paying their 30 million buyback clause. Now, one of the top Norwegian journalists in the world, I can't really pronounce his name, I'm not going to try it, he went on Gerard Romero's Twitch channel and did an interview and asked some questions about, Erling Haaland, and he has some big things to say. He starts off by saying that if Dortmund do not play in the Champions League next season, it will be a problem for Erling Haaland. The problem for the clubs is that there's no buyout fee this summer. Whoever wants him will have to negotiate for more than 150 million euros. He also says that it seems like Haaland's plan is to stay for next season for one more year at Dortmund, then leave next summer when his 75 million clause comes in and a more affordable price for all the teams. He also thinks that there are only 9 clubs in Europe that can afford Haaland on their roster. He's going to go to a team where he can be the top 9. Barca has positive issues because of course they have a good relationship with Raiola and Laporta, and of course Messi's still there. So as we expected, the news about Erling Haaland is not really that great because Barcelona want to get him this summer. But if Barcelona want him this summer, they're going to have to pay more than 150 million. But of course, this all lies on the fact if Dortmund make the Champions League or not. If he makes the Champions League, Dortmund are going to demand that fee of 150 million. Then he's probably going to stay most likely. There's no one in the world that can afford that. Then next season, it will be a big battle. And he will have 9 contracts on the table from top clubs. Chelsea, Real Madrid, Manchester United, Manchester City, Barcelona, Bayern Munich. And then he will have to pick. That's going to be a big deal. It's going to be like, LeBron 2.0 documentary or whatever. It's going to be huge. But this summer, I just don't see Haaland moving, especially if they make the Champions League Dortmund. But if they don't, it will raise some big questions. Maybe then Haaland will hand in the transfer request, then Dortmund will lower their demands, make it, a little bit more feasible. But right now, it is basically next to impossible for any club to afford over 150 million. Because remember, Asian fees is going to want that. His father's going to want a couple of bonuses as well. It's going to be a massive deal. And with the pandemic and the coronavirus and everything like that, there's no club in the world that can afford that. I don't care if you have a billionaire owner, anything like that. It's just not possible this summer. But it's all going to ride on the fact if Dortmund make the Champions League or not. If they don't, expect more rumors to come through. If they do, Haaland will probably stay for another season. And once that 75 million release clause kicks in, every top club in the world is going to go for him. Now, of course, if Barcelona want to buy Erling Haaland this summer, they're going to have to make some money because right now we have no money, and that means selling players. AS have come out saying that Braithwaite has been transfer listed, and also Philippe Coutinho and Miralem Pjanic are on the transfer list as well, and their days at the club are numbered. The club will also assess the situation of Carlos Alina and Ricky Puig, but the 3 midfielders that are untouchable in the current squad are Pedri, De Jong, and Sergio Busquets. To be honest, this report from AS comes as no surprise. We all know the Barcelona want to get rid of the dead wood, such as Braithwaite, Pjanic, Philippe Coutinho, Umtiti, Neto, Firpo. They want to get rid of them all and then bring in players on a free deal or promote La Masia. The main surprise for me is Pjanic being transfer listed. As we all heard about his interview yesterday's video, he's crying saying, oh, I want to stay, I don't want to leave, I want to win the Champions League, just give me 2 or 3 games to show, my quality. Looks like that's not going to happen. Barcelona are going to push for him to be sold, but I do know a lot of you guys are going to be commenting, oh, why are we not going to sell Busquets? The reason why Barcelona is going to sell Busquets is firstly, he's an absolute legend of the club. And secondly, there's no club in Europe's top 5 league or Europe of that matter that are going to pay anything for Sergio Busquets. They're not going to pay for anything. Of course, he's a quality player, but 33 years old. He's about to retire in a few years. The only way Sergio Busquets is going to leave is similar to, Xavi and Iniesta, leave on a free deal to maybe, Qatar or Japan or something like that. So Busquets being considered untouchable is not really that, that big of a deal. But the main thing is that all the deadwood players have been transfer listed, and Barcelona are going to try to do their best to sell every single one of them. Now let's get into the news surrounding Barcelona over the past 24 hours. Firstly, coming in from MD saying that Barcelona's next board meeting could be scheduled for Tuesday, March the 30th. It was initially scheduled for April 6th, but it's more likely to be advanced. The meeting will be to further define the organization chart. Now, there is some big news coming in from AS saying that Koeman and Laporta will meet sometime this week. Koeman wants continuity, goalkeeping situation, what's going to happen with that, defenders, midfielders. Of course, Ronald Koeman is requesting for Wijnaldum, but will that interrupt Illaix Moriba's development? Everything revolves around Messi, whether he stays or not. Koeman wants a new striker. If Messi leaves, the big thing that Koeman's going to ask for is for Haaland. If Messi stays, the Haaland situation will be interesting, but they will continue to think about Depay instead of Braithwaite, who is currently on the market. And speaking about how Laporta wants Haaland, Marca have come out saying that Laporta's super agent, Jorge Mendes, Mino Raiola, and Xavi are all allies to rebuild Barcelona. The president expects the collaboration of these bosses in the market, and Laporta trusts that these 3 big agents will help him strengthen strengthen the team and lighten the squad. So as we all heard from the beginning of the international break, there will be a big meeting between Ronald Koeman and Juan Laporta, talking about the future, talking about who they're going to sign, who they're going to sell, contract renewals. It's going to be a huge meeting, and it is rumored to be taking place this week. Of course, main topics going to be Messi's renewal. Can you do it? Will Messi sign? And of course, who we going to bring in? We're going to bring in Haaland, Depay, Wijnaldum, Eric Garcia, Aguero. It's going to be, of course, mainly free deals because Barcelona going to spend all the money on the number 9, whether it's Erling Haaland or someone else. Most probably Erling Haaland either this summer or next summer. But after the meeting takes place, we're going to hear a lot of rumors on the decisions that took place, whether Messi's going to renew, Dembele's renewals, who we're going to sign, all that sort of stuff. So when this meeting takes place, expect a lot of rumors to come out. Hope it's going to be all the best for Barcelona. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave a like. Let me know your thoughts down below, of course, on everything we discussed. The Erling Haaland situation, contract renewal situation as well, the left back search, who we've already transfer listed, and what do you think is going to happen in that meeting between Laporta and Ronald Koeman. And make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.